Welcome to Intellects, a place for entrepreneurs podcast. This is season 3, episode 2, and we are here with the beautiful Miss Gladys. Thank you so much for tuning in and coming and sharing your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Now, for those who don't know who you are, can you please introduce yourself and let them know a little bit about who you are and your story?
Absolutely. Gladys, and I'm 37. I have 3 kids, well, 4 now. One on the way. Oldest is 20, then 2 boys, 15 and 13. I am a mother. I just came home from doing 10 years, and it still feels not surreal, but feels, you just want to have your own. You appreciate everything that others do for you, but it's nothing like your own place, you know, of
Yeah,
peace and serenity.
right. Now, let's talk a little bit about your 10 years. If you don't mind sharing, like, how did it get to that point? How were you with mindset wise with everything that went on? How did that go for you? Like, how did you adjust?
I feel like for me, you had to, like, I guess, like, you hear people talk about, like, the niggas on the block, talking about jail. So you don't think nothing of it, but you get there, you best believe you better be in some books, or you had better have your mind on something, because if it's not, your mind is only repeating what it sees. And then depending on how high you look or how low you looking down, it can destroy you, or
Mm,
it can make you better. So you definitely have something to focus on to keep you strong every day. And then if you didn't have family, or you did have family, that made a difference too, because making sure, having loved ones and knowing that they care about who you are, even your friends, that's very important.
okay, okay. Yeah, so when it came to you being in there now, for those that don't know the story, you served that time for something that you didn't even do. How,
Correct.
how was that when it came to actually being in there? Was that something that you thought about a lot as far as like, why am I here? Why am I going through this? What was your mindset during, I would say, in the beginning stages?
I mean, at first, I felt like I was a rebel. You'd be like, I ain't saying nothing, You just take it for what it is. You're on the streets. It's the streets is the has its own game. So you either play the game or you don't. But yeah.
Okay, so how did you adjust from being free to do what you wanted to having a forced structure?
Adjusting from prison to home now.
Like, well, first adjusting from how you were home and then you were there and then coming back.
I mean, I feel like anybody would be happy as hell, because you have, like, you're told what times you can come out, or told what times you can't come out, and anything negative or positive can happen, and at any given time. So you just don't know all the time. You just have to, be on your P's and Q's.
Okay. Well, what did you learn about yourself while you were there?
I learned my ability to believe in myself. Other people see things in me that I don't see. I'd be like, oh, that's like, that's the way we was raised. That's the way people should be. But I guess everybody's not like that. So I just believing in myself more. Just like you're awesome. Like, dude, you're cool.
That's great. So, what are some things that you accomplished or things that you started working on while you were there?
Oh well, my mother and I started the Prince Foundation. So first it was called Push, and then pray until something happens. But in life is you have to push and pull as adversities that come your way. So we get so panicked when they come, but they were spiritually ready, be mentally ready. All everything has to go coincide with each other. So when a battle comes, I go to my higher power, which is God, and He takes control of it. Now sometimes we get like you want to be like, oh, knock you off your feet, but my God is greater than any problem that ever comes my way. But I said it to say you have to stay balanced too, and regardless of what areas in your life, stay in balance and focus, because anything can come your way and look good, and it might taste good too. But in the meantime, it's taking your time from where what you need to be focused on. So don't bite everything or suck it, just depending.
Right. No, that's a good point. A lot of times, and for those that don't know, before I say that, there is a previous episode that talks about the Prince Foundation, so y'all definitely check that out, so y'all get to know a little bit more about what the Prince Foundation represents. It's definitely a great foundation, and
But
but
we added pull, because pull is persevere under life lessons. So even though you praying, you still gotta pull. Like God's waiting on you and saying, well, what did you do before you got here? You were just waiting on me. That's just it. No, you don't want to take a step, And sometimes we be afraid because we don't like change. But change is necessary. Like even if you have something that's so good in your life and then it just leaves and you don't understand why. But if you remember those lessons that you were supposed to keep hold to for something when something comes up and you be like, dang, okay, that's what that was for. You know what I mean? So it's all looking at things in a different perspective, That's what's most important. So operation push and pull. You gotta
right.
be both.
I like that. I
And
like.
then even with Prince, I even broke it down to myself, like being my past and going to prison. But for me, I broke down Prince. So P is like permission to thank your past. So many times we want to hate it or we want to like discard it. I'm not saying like you gotta every little thing, but I'm thanking my past. So you gotta have permission to thank your past. That's P. R is recognizing your facts versus feelings. So many times we be in our feelings, but is it facts? And it
Right.
don't add up. So you definitely have to make sure at any given time, emotionally, we can act on our emotions, but it's facts versus feelings. I isn't incorporating you with yourself. So many times we putting ourselves first. I mean, other people first, and we're forgetting about ourselves. You with yourself first, and it's so hard. It's not easy whatsoever. You be trying every day, like I'm
Yeah.
gonna meditate, and then something happen. I'm gonna go eat this nice salad, and then something happen, get pissed off, gotta eat that ice cream. Woo, Lord, it tastes so good. But it's always the distraction. So again, we gotta stay focused. So always remember you. And then N, never saying it's okay. It's not okay, and that's okay. I think I was afraid to say that. I was afraid to reach out for help. I was afraid to let people know that what was going in my life. But guess what? It's not okay. How you feeling today? Not good, honey. I don't have to go into no story, but it's not okay. And it's okay to be not okay. And I had to realize that the hard way. So I just incorporated it with my thing. And C, so calculating that plus minus division distraction is all a part of life. And sometimes we feel like, no, like, why is this happening? Everything is a lesson. Everything. That's how I feel. Like, whatever happens, like my dad is a big thing on chess. So like playing chess and moving, making different moves is strategic on what you do. Like every step you make definitely has not even just a consequence, but it can exceed you higher to where you need to go, or it can keep you the same. And then you just looking like, well, where did I go? So, because I like to do self evaluations and realizing like I keep telling my son, told my son, Christmas, I'm gonna get us this house, and he like, we'll be home 2 times before then. I'm like, oh, you know what? You're right. I can do it. I can do it before Thanksgiving. So I was actually limiting myself
Mm-hmm.
from knowing I can succeed. And I had my son to remember, Mom, you got this. Like, yeah, duh, you got this. Like, what you doing?
Right.
So you got to listen to every voice and then shift it through. Just make sure it's good, because not everything needs to be,
Yeah. Separate the meat from the bone.
right. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yes.
That's a subtraction right there. Negative subtract. Just
Yes.
all the way out. You done. You just out. And then E is embrace the woman you work hard to find.
Mm.
And I feel like today, like I love me no matter what. Yes, I'm like honey 236, but I like I'm big chunky. The candy bar, I'll get back to a Milky Way. I'm cool with that. So it's loving who you are. Like self-love is so important. Knowing my self-worth, that no one can say anything to deteriorate it or put me down. I know who I am today, honey baby. Yes. Okay.
Yes,
And I
ma'am.
love that person. I love me. I love it. I love it. I look forward to like, seeing like, whoo, what else is new that I can like strive forward to today that can actually add to what I'm already looking for. Because the one thing I definitely want to become a nuclear medicine technologist. Like I want to help elders. So many elders, like their family just put them to the side and they forget a lot of stuff. And I just want them to be able to live one more time before they die. Like
Mm.
that's my goal.
I like that.
Yeah, like just to give them some life again, like
Yes.
just to I'm an extra heartbeat. That's how I feel. It's my hashtag.
Yes. That's awesome. Now, as
Yeah.
far as you being a creator, because that idea in itself is amazing, being able to look at what the need is of others and use the gift that you have in order to meet that need. Now, I know, you do art, you do poetry, you have some things in the works. Let's talk about that. Did you start doing poetry and writing more when you were in prison?
Oh no, child. I did poetry before. I loved it. It was always something like at nighttime. I always had to make sure I had a pen and paper by my bed because it'd just be flowing, and I'd be like, "Ooh, that's sick." And then in the morning, I'm like, "I remember that in the morning." Nope, I don't remember not one line, nothing. So then I always would just jot things down. Now, when I got to the pen, I actually did not like writing or coloring it. Actually, coloring made me angry.
Why?
And I don't know. Oh Lord. But I would do it for like say the Christmas time when we would give it to the people in the nursing home. It was for a cause. If it was for a cause, I will color for a cause. But I don't like it no. Uh but I definitely like to paint. Yes. Painting is like, I feel like I'm not no Picasso, but I'm a prince.
All
So
right.
that's all that matters,
That's it. That's it
I,
right there.
yeah, I am me and only me, nobody else.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, are you working on a book right now?
Working on a book. Actually, no. Not working on a book.
Not anymore.
Uh my son is working on something, but that's for him to speak about. So I can't really say I didn't want to, That's all I can say. To be continued.
Now, when it comes to your creative juices, when it comes to your poetry, is there anything that you are working on or would like to work on in the near future?
Yes, I definitely want to put with it being summertime
Mm-hmm.
and with the park, I want to put something together for the kids. Just um like a fun field day for the kids who like in the house and like they bored now. Like I need to see other kids and need to do something. We had COVID. Now is not all the kids is happy. They want to get out the house. So like even when we have like Xbox outside, like a sprinkler or something with the kids outside. So I'm putting together something I'm gonna do for the kids in the neighborhood who's like ready to go back. But not they don't want to go back to school. They just want to get out of the house and chill with their friends.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm really working on.
Okay. So I know you said while you're in there, pretty much all you have is time, right? And to use that wisely to separate the good from the bad, not to get distracted or not let the situation get to you to the point where you basically just drown and wallow and everything else. So I know you like to read. What were some of the books that you read over this past decade?
Oh my goodness. I'm so bad with names. All right. Okay. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Um, every single one of well, not every single one of his books, but I love self help books. That's like not all of them, but ones that really motivate you to want to actually remember what you learned to add to your life. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I can do something like, oh yeah, that'll be good to add, but I'm not making no effort to actually make the initiative to blend it inside of my pattern that I have already in my life. My favorite guy. Wait, what's the guy's name?
Napoleon.
Oh, girl, yes, Napoleon Hill, girl. I just love everything about him because his book that he has, How to Grow Rich. What's the name of the book?
Think and Grow Rich.
Yes, girl. That I'm telling you, how his mindset was for that era. You know, just like forget about it because I'm bad with names. It's not gonna work. I can describe it to you, but you're gonna be like, we're playing the game now. But anywho, Napoleon Hill, like his mindset was just like so brilliant, and the things like when we say something like, "Yeah, I wanna God bless me with a house and give me a house with broken insides. The pipes is that down. Like you actually have to go after. You say exactly what you want and then go manifest it and go after it.
Yeah.
So it's I just love how he speaks. He's just so amazing, like so good. And then every other books that he referenced, I think I read all those books.
Nice.
Yeah,
Now, what goals do you plan to reach within the next year? Like
with
your
this,
top three.
my top three goals. Okay, definitely be a homeowner for sure. Uh, that's like like waking up and the kids they smell the breakfast, and I just like stuff like that. Like that's something I look for. I cannot wait to be like that. Will be like signify me for being a mom. Like having my own house. Like yes, like
Mm-hmm.
this is it. I did it. Second, will be striving to continue to take my test for schooling, and so that way I can pursue my goal and my career. That's very important. I definitely want to do that because I want my boys to see that, like, wow, you can go from this to this. Naya too. Her being 20 and she looks up to her mom like, okay, like my mom, she,
Yes.
she doing the dang thing, like it's cool. So
Right.
I can be looked up to from a 20-year-old, like I'm dope. So that's cool. I like it. And then third, I don't know. I think I'm waiting for the surprise. I know it's something, but it's something that I'm not expecting. Like sometimes God give us a boom boom blessing. So
Mm-hmm.
that third one is the boom boom blessing that I didn't even know that. Woo, you know what? This bad, and it was for me.
I like that. I like that because I know sometimes we plan our lives without having those extra things in between. So
Yeah,
then when it does happen, it's like, oh, hold up. I wasn't
yeah,
expecting that.
yeah,
Being able to plan that in your plans
yeah.
is definitely great.
I
Um,
love it. Me too. That's how I feel.
yeah. So do you plan on, um, like, apart from the Prince Foundation, do you plan on having another business that you want to start or something that you've been working on?
I do actually. I want to do like a similar to a Dave and Buster's, but for like children. I want them to like know it's cool to do homework. Like it's cool to be smart. Like yeah, like it's cool to graduate. Like that is cool. Like school is
Hmm.
cool. So like just for them to study and those kids who are afraid to do like public speaking, there's just a lot of things that their kids are lacking and the school, we can provide for in the organization. So it's just gonna be
So, like a resource center,
yeah.
a training ground. That's
Yeah.
decent.
Yeah.
That's definitely needed, especially nowadays where, everybody's all about technology, especially the youth, and they don't really care for school like that. There's a few, but there's a
Yeah,
lot.
but we can
Like
use those gifts. They got gifts. Those kids are smart,
yes,
brilliant. We can use your gifts. Like it's about using your strengths, but you don't even realize it's a strength. You just feel like this basic. That's how I felt. This
right,
this basic. Everybody do this. No, everybody don't do this, but you don't realize it because you keep looking at everything as an even kill.
exactly.
But realizing that your potential, you're amazing. Like you are the
The
bomb diggity.
dot com, yes,
That's right. You know what I'm saying? So if you can believe in yourself as a child, when you get older, it'll lessen suicide. It'll lessen depression. It will lessen so many things that we can do together as a whole, as a family, back as a community. Like not everything is bad,
right.
regardless of what you go through.
And then even the stuff that you go through is not necessarily bad. Like you said, they're left life lessons, things
Right.
to learn from. And just like in school, if you fail a test, you have to keep taking it until you pass.
Right.
In those same ways, the lessons that we have is based on whether we pass or fail. And if we do the work and we study, we get our minds right, then, it'll be more certain to pass than not. Right.
Einstein was a professor, and he would give the same test to the students every year. And they said to the assistant said to him, "Why do you do that?" And he said, "Because hopefully your answers have changed, regardless of what the question may be. My answer should be different a year from now. A year from then, it should be different from that year from the previous year. Like your answers should be different. The things that you want should be different. You stand still. That's cool if you want like a chill, calm life. You adding it to it slowly but surely, but your answer should be different.
Yes, it really should.
Yeah.
Um, so, what advice would you give to someone who may be incarcerated right now or just coming home on how to adjust to life again?
My advice would definitely be I don't want to say to take your time because you can take your time and get comfortable and the blessings that someone has for you, but there's many blessings. Like each step that you take forward is a blessing. So don't get stagnant and like at my sister's house and I'm cool. That's cool, you cool. But it ain't great, dude. You got greater and amazing and phenomenal. Like the words grow. So that's where you want to go towards. And with work is out there, you gotta look for it. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I was, yeah, the temp jobs, okay, it's quick, but you don't get, you want a job where you can get PTO time.
Big time off.
Okay. That's the kind of job you want because that insurance is important. Like that little things that we think not of. Like even right now, I'm still particular with the toilet paper girl. Yeah, like I'll be like, I like soft toilet paper
Mm-hmm.
because of you, what you go through, you feel like you want better in certain things. Yes, honey,
Mm-hmm.
soft.
Yeah, and you deserve it, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, and like you said, growing and elevating, learning who you are, knowing what you want, what you don't want, all of that encompasses how you treat yourself. And how you treat yourself is how others are going to treat you. So you setting the tone. Like, I want it this way. I want to be that way. I don't want that. I want this. So that's definitely a, an important thing to have, right? So, what's one gem? So, what we do here, we drop gems here. So, what is one gem that you would want the audience to remember you by?
Oh, one gem. Okay, let me see. Remember my charisma. Yeah, that's what I will be, one gem I will want the audience to remember, my charisma.
And how would they remember that? If
That
if they're not looking, or if they're just
like
listening.
Gladys came on and Gladys was glad the whole time. You know what I mean? She gave us a whole meal, cornbread,
I'm done.
baked turkey wings, macaroni and cheese. So Gladys too.
Okay, okay. Now, is there a quote that you live by or a verse?
Ooh, girl. So a quote that I live by. I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily it's a quote, but I definitely like. I say this to those that I love. I say, I love you from the basement of my heart to the balcony of my mind, and I feel like that for me, that's how I love. That's how I move. That's how I give. So for me, it's not just a give or receive. Is going through from my heart to my mind together. My soul. Everything I do is to be better for me, but to become better as a whole with those around me.
I like that.
Thank you.
Who would you say inspires you the most or has inspired you the most?
Naya.
You're
For
dope.
Yeah, I just love everything about my Naya. I feel like she's so strong, and her ability to, when things come her way, how she moves. And sometimes people panic. It's not good to panic first, although it's like a natural for some people. But to think clearly when everybody else is like there's chaos around, I just admire her and just her strength and her love and her understanding, because she going through a lot, and she still always says, everything happens for that reason, and that reason is not for you to understand all the time. So I
Mm,
love that.
words of wisdom.
Yeah, for the
Nice.
babies.
Yes. Now, we are getting ready to finish up. But before we do, how can people find you? How can they connect with you?
Oh man, I should have known. I should have wrote down the things that you was gonna ask me this question. I'm so bad with my Facebook. I think is my name. I didn't do it. Naya did it. So I don't really go on it that much, but I will go on there for feedback and for responding, to anything and seeing how things are going, and even just to be a buddy. So that's cool. On my Facebook, I have Instagram.
Ms. Zorro.
Oh, Mrs. RO 7.
Don't worry, y'all. I got her information. So even if she don't remember, I remember.
I'm really bad at that stuff, but like I'm good at Jeopardy. I can explain anything and you'll know what it is. Like, even though I might not have the name, I'll explain it to you. Be like, oh, that's that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we good. We good.
Awesome. Now, we already talked about you doing poetry. Did you want to share a piece before we?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on the spot like
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Like I got something ready.
Yes.
Oh, I should have had something ready. So boom, right in your face. No, I don't have nothing ready, babe, because I had the babies.
Yes, you do.
Uh-oh.
What about the one you shared at the talent show?
It's in a. Oh, wait, I have a poem. Let me see if I have it. Oh yeah, okay, I do. It's called Quit. It's called Quitter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I won't be a quitter, Lord. You made me stronger than that. I won't quit. I don't care how hard it gets. I grit my teeth and say it most loudly on the days I cannot. Ends the least. No, you say. It's okay to quit? Whatever could you mean, Lord? And then I see. Sometimes it takes more strength, more guts to quit. Quit worrying, you whisper. Trust me. Quit holding grudges. Forgive. Quit procrastinating. Do it now. Quit being afraid. Accept my spirit of confidence. Quit hating yourself. Forgive, accept, and love. Quit trying to do it all yourself. Accept my help. Quit criticizing others. Work on changing yourself. Quit doubting. Believe. Okay, Lord, I'll be a quitter for you. I have a feeling that's the way I'll ever truly win.
Yes. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Gladys. Thank you so much for your time, for your tenacity, your focus, and you just coming back, bouncing back, and being back like you never left. We appreciate you. And I'm glad you learned, even though you went through something that, you know, we might not understand, but it helped and pushed you into your purpose. And, you are growing into a beautiful woman and just doing the thing. So thank you
Aww.
so much.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Anything I can do, I'm here.
Yes. All right, y'all. We will be back for another episode next time. Until then, have a great day and an awesome week.
Later.